Staying with the issue of gun violence, it's been nearly a year since 8-year-old PJ Evans was shot and killed while playing video games. Since his death, his mother, Tiffany, has been determined to not only keep his name alive, but has pushed for change so no other mother would have to feel her pain. It's why she and a group today protested gun violence with a peaceful walk. Megan Rivers has her story.
I'm tired of saying mothers feel what I feel, but we push her through.
I ain't even gonna lie, I wasn't even expecting all that.
I'm tired of saying mothers feel what I feel, but we push her through.
In the brightest of orange shirts, the color that represents gun violence awareness, Tiffany Evans walked with a purpose. PJ, her 8-year-old son, was killed in a shooting last year in Prince George's County. He was playing video games and eating tacos.
He was playing video games and eating tacos when a bullet crashed through the window of his friend's house and killed him instantly. There were no tweets. This was a star football player at his age. He was a very good football player for his age. There was no outcry. There was nothing. Salute to his mom for, keeping his legacy alive. Because I did a story on this when this first happened. And I had forgotten about it, a little about the whole, I do so many stories, but I do remember this one. I do remember doing this one. No. Oh, he just had some Skittles and an Arizona iced tea. Since when is having Skittles and Arizona iced tea a death sentence? There was none of that. Just another dead little kid in the stand. So salute to his mom for keeping his legacy alive.
He was playing video games and eating tacos.
Hey, life ain't the same, but I'm going to keep it going, yeah? With these people out here that love me, I'm going to keep it going, man. You know what I'm saying? That's all I got, man.
Marching along the Woodrow Wilson Bridge, Tiffany and her team are hoping their cause will bring awareness to the ever-growing issue and hopefully serve as a physical representation of the devastation guns have caused her and others.
My purpose right now is to live to see my son again, so that's what I'm going to keep doing, you know what I'm saying?
On Friday, President Biden signed a new gun bill aiming at helping survivors of gun violence and hopefully reducing the number of mass shootings we see. But it's inter-community violence Tiffany is also focused on.
Did you hear her? It is inter-community violence that Tiffany is now focused on. Because none of that stuff Biden did, none of it played any scintilla of any part in this little boy getting killed while he was eating tacos and playing video games. We need old Joe, 94 Joe, to come back with that crime bill. That's the only thing that Joe can do to help mothers and families like this. It's the only thing. The old Joe.
Take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter or not whether or not they had no background that enabled them to become socialized into the fabric of society. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask, what made them do this? They must be taken off the street. That's number one. There's a consensus on that. Unless we do something about that cadre of young people, tens of thousands of them, born out of wedlock, without parents, without supervision, without any structure, without any conscience developing, because they literally, I yield myself 3 more minutes, because they literally have not been socialized They literally have not had an opportunity. We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets that society has, in fact, in part because of its neglect, created. Again, it does not mean because we created them that we somehow forgive them or do not take them out of society to protect my family and yours from them. They are beyond the pale, many of those people. Beyond the pale. And it's a sad commentary on society. We have no choice but to take them out of society.
Give me that Joe back. You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta flow, Joe. You gotta let them know, Joe. That's the Joe I like, man. Listen, man, and I was in the 10th grade in 1994. Starting the 10th grade. No. Yeah. No, I was starting into the 9th grade, starting the 10th grade. Yeah. Starting the 10th grade. 1994. And listen, man. I want that Joe back, man. All this stuff about bump stocks and background checks and minimum age requirements and banning assault, right? None of that stuff affects the Sun community. Sun community problems are not going to be affected one bit by any of that.
On Friday, President Biden signed a new gun bill aiming at helping survivors of gun violence and hopefully reducing the number of mass shootings we see. But it's inner community violence Tiffany is also focused on.
We got to get a hold on all these illegal guns, all these ghost guns and stuff out here. We got to get a hold on it.
With the sun shining bright, PJ's family and friends completed their trek and finished the journey with an affirmation she and her son once said daily.
I believe.
I believe
in myself.
In myself.
I believe in myself.
In myself.
Without God, I'm nothing. But with God, I'm what? Long live PJ. I love you, boy.
Megan Rivers, WUSA 9.
It's been a violent and deadly 24 hours in the district. We are only 6 months into the year, and there are 100 homicides in D.C. And just since Saturday, there have been 6 shootings, at least 3 people killed, including a 15-year-old, and 3 people injured, including 2 juveniles. While with all the turmoil surrounding us, one group in Southeast D.C. hoped to ease some of the stress we're all dealing with. Community Shoulders hosted a Jump into Summer Positivity Day at Anacostia Park. Our Megan Rivers has the story.
I'm gonna help everybody.
You want to help everybody?
I'm gonna pay people bills.
And listen, man, when you have a community full of, single moms, man, who use entitlement programs and live off of those. I mean, let's be honest, man. Everybody's talking about cutting these entitlement programs, but little Blake won't eat them. Little Blake won't starve if you cut off them entitlement programs, if you cut back welfare and TANF and WIC and all this and Section 8. Where Blake gonna live at? So, of course, his mentality is that, when he grows up, he want to pay people's bills. Because he knows that, he's learned that, there's no family, there's no 2-income household, there's no bills. The bills are being paid. The bills are either not being paid or being paid by rental assistance programs, nonprofit organizations, or the rent is $100 a month. Section 8. It's terrifying to hear this kid talk like this at such a young age, at 7.
I'm gonna help everybody.
You want to help everybody?
I'm gonna pay people bills.
Blake is going to grow up and change the narrative. Sunday at Anacostia Park, he, along with his sister and friends, got to be kids. We sat with them for a while
Got to be kids. And first thing they show is a little girl hitting the heavy bag. And she hitting it like a champ, too. Like she got better form than Meek Mill. Young Thug, yo, the rappers, when they be doing their little videos hitting heavy bag. But she got to know how to fight, I tell you that much. Girl fights be the fiercest in the hood.
Park, he, along with his sister and friends, got to be kids. We sat with them for a while they took a little break from all the fun. Michaela says people need to see the positivity coming from her community.
Like when I do, I mostly see bad things or like stuff happening.
Sunday's event was hosted by Jay Brown with Community Shoulders. He says they're placing emphasis on rebuilding strong communities, understanding what resources families need, and supporting women.
We figure out what's going on
and supporting women. So you got the little boy, he want to grow up to pay everybody bills. This is that little boy all grown up. He want to pay everybody. And we know, we don't play a lot of these games. Where are the fathers at? Because I understand that question. Trust me, I do understand that question. We delve a little bit deeper on the live streams, and make sure you join us for the live streams every Tuesday and Friday at 9:30 p.m. But link is in the description box. But the way we are as a group, certain institutions like marriage and child rearing and things like that are something that, we have to work extra hard at. So you got the little boy wants to pay everybody bills. You got the grown man wants to help the women. He didn't say help families. He didn't say, I want to help families. He wants to help the women. And I'm definitely not here to bash the women or the men. This is just how we are. This is how we are. There's enough evidence. There's enough. So let's deal with that. Okay, we don't form families and we don't, the fathers aren't routinely involved in the children's lives, and the mothers aren't, grade A nurturers. So let's deal with it from that standpoint. Like you have a kid who's not good at math, and he's just not good at it, but he's got to get grades so he can play basketball in high school or something, pass the test. Well, you got to work extra hard at it, man. You can pass the test, man.
Sunday's event was hosted by Jay Brown with Community Shoulders. He says they're placing emphasis on rebuilding strong communities, understanding what resources families need, and supporting women.
We figure out what's going on with this family and how does this family affect what this youth is doing. If it's just a quality of life, whatever their struggles are, we have to find out to get to the root causes of those issues to even start dealing with the youth.
While live music played in the background, neighbors danced, pickup games of basketball were played. Eddie Page, a lifelong Washingtonian, is frustrated with the grim reality that more than 100 homicides have happened so far in D.C. this year. Some of the victims, children.
Them not having hope takes away their ability to want to change. They kind of stay stuck.
He says oftentimes, children will gravitate towards negative influences if they don't see positive role models.
I started using heroin when I was 11 years old, in 6th grade.
Damn. You weird dog. I don't hear nothing from none of y'all about how y'all grew up. Man, I grew up, man, I don't want to hear it. This guy, he's the champion. And the winner is this guy. Man, we lived in 6 different houses, man, growing up, man. Man, I grew up, man, it was gunshots every night, man. Man, I ain't have a father, man. My mother was on heroin. Now, I ain't none of that stuff, man. This guy, he the winner, man. He win. He the Prussian Olympic, man. He win, man. Olympian, man. He the triathlete, man. He Bruce Jenner, man. Of the Prussian Olympics, man. And you can't, listen, man. He got it, man. Jeez.
I started using heroin when I was 11 years old in 6th grade. People I watched grow up that I idolized, but they were heroin addicts.
But that won't be the reality for these kids, says Brown.
Oh, yeah.
They're already thinking about their futures.
I want to be a CEO, a politician, the mayor.
Which is...
Oh, yeah, you can definitely be the mayor somewhere. You a sister. Her... CEO, maybe, you know, that's a tough thing to be a CEO of a company. You know, politician, I guess, you know, I mean, you can do that. You can be congressman, senator, I guess something like that, yeah. Mayor, you a sister? That's like your birthright.
Thinking about their futures.
Want to be a CEO, a politician, the mayor.
Which is what the day was all about. Making sure they never lose sight of their dreams. Reporting in Southeast D.C., Megan Rivers, WUSA 9.